Good evening. Thanks for joining us on the Primetime News tonight. I am Anure Benitie, and on the news tonight, Ecological Fund Presidency assures timely release to states. Operation Python Dance 2, Army denies target at IPOB. And on the foreign scene, Hurricane Irma, massive storm bears down on Florida. And on sport, Italian Serie A, Inter Milan maintains perfect start. Thanks for joining us once again. President Muhammadu Buhari on Sunday commiserated with the President of Mexico, Mr. Enrique Pena Nieto, over the devastating earthquake that claimed the lives of 65 people in that country. The powerful 8.2 tremor that hit the southern states of Chiapas, Tabasco, and Oaxaca registered 8.2 on the Richter scale, damaging buildings and created fear of a tsunami. Nigeria's ambassador to Mexico, Aminu Iyawa, conveyed President Buhari's condolences in a letter to the Mexican president through the country's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. President Buhari said that Nigerians sympathize with Mexico and are praying for the repose of the souls of the departed and the quick recovery of the injured. The powerful earthquake was felt as far away as the capital, Mexico City, sending residents out in the streets for fear of aftershocks. Ambassador Iyawa said that all Nigerians living in Mexico had been accounted for and were in touch with the embassy. The neighboring country of Guatemala was also affected by the Friday's powerful earthquake. Presidential spokesman Garba Shehu says President Muhammadu Buhari's administration will ensure the timely release of the Ecological Fund to states to address pressing ecological challenges in their localities. Shehu, who disclosed this in a statement issued in Abuja on Sunday, pledged that the Buhari administration will continue to assist flood victims across the country. The presidential aide added that the administration will under no circumstances abandon its humanitarian obligations to alleviate the distress of flood victims. According to Shehu, it is the right of citizens to demand the judicious use of the Ecological Fund, which is distributed among 3 tiers of government from the Federation account. The statement, which was signed by Mr. Atta Essa, Deputy Director, Information, State House. The All Progressive Congress, APC, has resolved to forward the report of its Governor Nasir El-RUFAI-led Committee on Restructuring to both President Muhammadu Buhari and the National Assembly. Nationalist Chairman of the party, Chief John Odigie Oyegun, disclosed this at the weekend while addressing the second plenary of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria at the St. Charles Borromeo Pastoral Center in Jalingo, Taraba State. He said the party would review the report of the committee and thereafter present a framework of its implementation to the government. Oyego noted that this was in response to the agitations for structural reforms of the country's political architecture and to structure the debate for the benefit of the sustained unity, peace, and progress of the country. Ahead of its September 11th school resumption, the Lagos State government has reiterated its commitment to offering the best education for pupils of private primary and secondary schools in conducive and secure environment through zero tolerance for substandard schools in the state by sealing off some schools. The Director General, Office of Education Quality Assurance, OEQA, Lagos State Ministry of Education, Mrs. Ronke Shoyombo, disclosed during an enforcement exercise embarked in the 6 education districts in the state to ensure quality teaching and learning in a conducive, healthy, and secure school environment for pupils. She said some schools in the state have been closed down for schools affected, and those that operate from residential building for security, safety, and child protection reasons. Schools with inadequate classrooms, school compounds used as churches, and inadequate toilet facilities. Other areas of defection include insecurity of lives and properties due to structural defects, dirty and unkept environment not conducive for effective teaching and learning, and unapproved schools. The Southwest Zonal Coordinator of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB, Bola Elushade, has said the examination body did not fix the cutoff marks for the admission into higher institutions. Mrs. Elushade stated this in an interview with MITV correspondent Anuoluakpo Omarinde in Ibadan.
Well, unfortunately, JAMB didn't set the cutoff. For the policy meeting, each university, each colleges of education, polytechnics in Nigeria came up and set up their own personal. It is not that with the 120 you can walk into any university in Nigeria and you will be allowed to write their post-UTME. It's a specific university. They said that is their own cutoff. Another university can even get up that his own is 100. So it is not the JAMB benchmark. It is the cutoff score that each university is not a JAMB cutoff. It is a cutoff for a particular university.
And away from educational issues on security, the Nigerian Army has denied that the newly launched Operation Python Dance 2 in the southeastern part of the country is targeted at IPOB members, insisting that the operation is part of efforts to combat criminality in the southeastern states. The Chief of Army Staff, Tukur Buratai, stated this while addressing newsmen in Abuja on the launch of the second phase known as Operation Python Dance 2. Lieutenant Colonel Buratai, who was represented by Chief of Training and Operations Major General David Amedu, noted that the operation became necessary following the high spate of kidnapping, assassinations, and other crimes being recorded by sister security agencies. He said the operation, which is aimed at sharpening the operational skills of military personnel, will consist of activities such as a show of force, anti-kidnapping drills, and medical outreach, among others.
Exercise Eboike 2 has become more expedient due to the mindless assassinations, even in religious places, attacks on security personnel, and theft of weapons, kidnappings, armed banditry, and violent agitations by secessionist groups, amongst other crimes that have recently bedeviled the region. The need for troops to be exercised, refreshed, and imbibe the requisite skills to cope with these emerging security challenges within the 82 Division area of responsibility in aid of civil authority necessitates this exercise. Furthermore, in actualizing the Chief of Army Staff vision of having a professionally responsive Nigerian Army in the discharge of its constitutional roles, too, becomes highly desirable in conjunction with sister services and other security agencies to ensure success.
Meanwhile, the Igbo National Council, INC, Sunday, gave the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, 21 days to withdraw his men from the southeastern region. The national president, Comrade Chilos Godsend, gave the directive in a release issued in Owerri. The INC president wondered it would sue the Nigerian army to the International Criminal Court, ICC, for genocide against the southeast region. The statement said, in view of the above, the group has analyzed the state of the southeast and the Nigerian state and come to a conclusion that the Nigerian state is not at war with the people of southeast of Nigeria. The group called on the presidency to withdraw the military arbitrarily deployed to Southeast. A university don, Bashir Yankuzu of the Federal University of Technology, FUT, Mina, has advised the federal government to constitute a committee to investigate the recent bribery allegations leveled against the police high command. Yankuzu gave the advice in Mina on Sunday. Recall that Senator Issa Misau recently accused the high police command of fraud, among others, but the police authorities have denied the allegations. According to him, government must also make sure that corrective and punitive measures are taken against those with proven cases of corruption on the matter to boost government's efforts aimed at achieving enhanced policing of the country. The lecturer also called for improved efforts by government for the police force to enable the institution holistically deal with security challenges in some parts of the country. And away from that story, Ogun State Governor Senator Ibikunle Amosun has alleged that the Minister of Women Affairs, Aisha Al-Assad, might be working against the government of President Muhammadu Buhari. The governor also advised the minister to submit a resignation letter to authenticate her stance on Atiku's presidential ambition for 2019. Amosun says for a woman of her caliber to come out to take such stand, it means that she would not be contributing towards the success of the administration, and such a person will not earn a salutation because she is not courageous enough to throw in the towel.
Just to say that, yes, this is where I think I want to be. I think honorably he should have resigned. That is just the area where I disagree with. She have all the right in the world to say, yes, this is my decision. I will not have grudge for that. They say that courage is not the absence of fear, but what we do in spite of those fears. So if you know that clearly now, even he will not, for me, he will not be contributing to the development of this administration. Clearly, if he has taken that stand, and she should have followed it up with resignation, then I will have saluted her, that she's courageous, this is her opinion, and she has followed it through.
When asked of his position on President Buhari seeking second term in office, Amosun said the president has done well for this country and has nothing preventing him from exercising his fundamental human rights.
For me, that probably can prevent Mr. President from running is on health ground, because I still maintain that, and I know many millions of Nigeria do. Everybody knows where we are coming from, and if we want to be fair to this administration, I mean, it's like jumping in at the deep end, very deep end. Everything collapsed, and somebody somewhere came in, and that's Mr. President, President Muhammadu Buhari, and look at what he has done.
The need to assist the less privileged in the society is compulsory for every well-to-do Muslim. Against this backdrop, Muslims have been advised to contribute to the well-being of widows and orphans to make them economically relevant in the society. Correspondent Abbas Okondeji reports that some Islamic clerics spoke in Oshogbo, Osun State, at a presentation of grinding and sewing machines to some widows by an Islamic welfare foundation, Al-Hilsan. They emphasized on the need for those who are blessed in the society not to forget the needy around them, saying all their wealth is entrusted unto them by Allah, to whom they will give the account on the day of judgment. Women who benefited in the empowerment appreciated the gesture and promised to put them to good use.
The government, both at the national and the state level, they cannot do everything. All of us, we realize we are in a serious economic recession. We need to assist ourselves. We need to assist the less privileged in the society. We need to empower people instead of begging around. Instead of allow people to go around moving around begging every time. You can do what you can empower them with a little funds so that they'll be able to be on their own.
If you are giving, you must also give to others, because what you are giving is not yours. It is a trust, and you account for them on the day of judgment.
Governor Nasser EL-RUFAI of Kaduna State believes the oil wealth accruing to the country constitutes a major obstacle to Nigeria's ability to think and innovate its way out of underdevelopment. It wishes the oil wells and the free money will dry up so that the government and the people can get serious about making the country realize its full potentials. EL-RUFAI spoke in Ibadan at the 2017 Town Hall meeting Founders Day celebration in memory of renowned economist Professor Oyetunji Oboyade. He also made a fresh case for state policing and warned against allowing the federal character policy to become an enemy of merit in appointment. EL-RUFAI says Nigeria is severely under-policed and will require more personnel, intelligence assets, better training, technology and equipment for security agencies for the country to be a credible guarantor of security.